Very good morning to you. Welcome to our Bird Notes. This is Dwight Davis. I witnessed a murder on Friday, a murder of crows. There was no violence since the word murder, in this case, is a collective noun, one of those delights of the English language. These words are called terms of Venery. Now, the word Venery has two meanings, both deriving from Latin. One refers to sexual gratification. That's not what we're about this morning. Rather, we're going to consider the word as it relates to hunting. Think venison. Related to the hunt and the chase, the word dates back to the 14th century. So James Lipton tells us in his book An Exaltation of Larks, or The Venereal Game, published in 1968. He goes on to refer to the most important early treatise on the topic, the Book of St. Albans, printed in 1486, with 164 terms of Venery. The author is thought to be a woman, Dame Juliana Barnes. In both Lipton's and Dame Juliana's discussions, we find delightful lists of these terms of Venery. And as Lipton says in his preface, the terms you will discover here are genuine and authentic. That is, each of them, as fanciful and even frivolous as some of them may seem, were at one time either in general use as the only proper term for a group of whatever beast, fish, fowl, or insect it designated, or had acquired sufficient local currency to warrant its inclusion on a list with the well-established hunting terms. Obviously, at one time or another, every one of these terms had to be invented, and it is equally obvious that much imagination, wit, and semantic ingenuity has always gone into that invention. The terms are too full of charm and poetry to suppose that their inventors were unaware of the possibilities open to them, and unconscious of the fun and beauty that they were creating. What we have in these terms is clearly the end result of a game that amateur semanticists have been playing for over 500 years. So, with that as an introduction, let us this morning take a brief, light-hearted journey through some of the terms of Venery, specifically for birds, hunted and otherwise. A dissimulation of birds, a covey of partridges, and also quail, a murder of crows, a rafter of turkeys, a fall of woodcocks, a peep of chickens, a pitying of turtle-doves, a paddling of ducks on the water, or a flock of ducks in the air, a siege of herons, a charm of finches, a skein of geese in flight, a gaggle of geese on the ground, a cast of hawks, a deceit of lapwings, an ostentation of peacocks, a bouquet of pheasants, an unkindness of ravens, a richness of martins, a mustering of storks, a watch of nightingales, a murmuration of starlings, a spring of teal, a parliament of owls, and an exultation of larks. A flock of some of the unusual and delightful collective nouns for birds, from James Lipton's An Exaltation of Larks, or The Venereal Game, published by Grossman Publishers.